Hi, and welcome to One Stop Central, brought to you by Central Times, with Kyle.
Mike Parker.
I should probably say Kyle Sheaffer. Uh, this is a new podcast we're starting for Central Times.
Yeah, pretty much this podcast is going to be an info kind of podcast where we pretty much bring on guests around Central, like Naperville Central, and with these guests, we accommodate them for how they've helped out the community, some accomplishments they've completed.
If they don't want to talk
any
about that,
topics.
like they have no accomplishments, perhaps, we'll even talk about whatever they want to, as long as it's school appropriate, because this is technically for the school. Well, not technically, it is. So, all in all, come on, we'll have a fun time. We'll have a nice conversation about whatever you feel like. And yeah.
If you are interested in being in the show anytime, there is a Google form survey down below in the description. And if you complete that, we'll consider you to be on the podcast. So, yeah.
We'll take anyone, literally, even if we don't agree with you, even if we don't know you, even if we don't like you. We won't tell you that, but you'll be on.
Yeah. So, let's get started for the topic of the day. This is our first episode ever of the One Stop Central podcast, and we're going to get us off right off the bat. The new lockdown just happened, issued this past Monday. And with this new lockdown, one of the big things that's just released is the console wars are back. One of the biggest wars of our generation. We got the new Xbox versus the PS5.
Yeah, and it's crazy with the election going on. People are focusing on that election and not the console wars. I don't believe.
I don't understand this.
Yes.
This is outrageous.
I am a PlayStation 5 man, and he's an Xbox man, so we're gonna have quite the fist fight. Yeah, you know what I was gonna say. So why? What's with the Xbox? Why the Xbox?
So here's the facts with each one. Now, the past console war, Xbox definitely lost the battle.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
even negotiable. Like that was tragic. The Xbox won, a disgrace to their generation. So the new thing.
People fight you for that, by the way.
The new thing with the new Xbox is first starting off with the hardware and the storage is a little bit better. They're next gen consoles, so they're both generally at the same level, but the space for the Xbox is about 1 terabyte.
While the PlayStation has 825 gigabyte, which, if you know about computers, that's not too much in difference. But for next generation consoles, that 825 gigabytes can probably only hold 5-6 games. So that gives you probably 7 or 8 more games on the Xbox that you can hold at one time. And the other problem for both of them, actually, is that there's no real place to put in, well, more. Honestly.
Yeah. To put this in perspective, if you don't know what gigabytes are, some of the popular games out there, like Destiny 2 or the new Call of Duty Warzone game, those are about 150 gigabytes each. And a game like the new Last of Us, I believe, is around like 20 to 60 or something.
Somewhere around there.
Somewhere around that. Or any open world games around 60 as well.
So yeah, if you're gonna be planning on getting Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and you want to keep that on there even when newer games comes out, maybe it's better to go for the Xbox. But since we're talking about games, if you want to play games right now, PlayStation 5 easily.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
for sure.
both of them share about the exact same games. You can play either of them on them. The exception is that the PlayStation actually has exclusives out right now. Some games include the Demon's Souls remake and Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'm a big fan of Demon's Souls, and from what I've heard, they haven't really changed the game at all. So it's just a graphical update, which is really cool. And I played Spider-Man, the original, and I'm excited to see how Miles Morales goes about. I've been hearing some good things, and I think those are two really good entries for this new console, and I think that's why overall, I think it's going to get an early lead in sales.
Oh, for sure. It's going to get a very early lead. The games and the PlayStation exclusives 100% beat the Xboxes. All the really hot Xbox games that were going to come out are now delayed. such as Halo 5. I'm not really sure what's happening with the new Cyberpunk game.
Yeah, they keep pushing it
Uh,
back over. I don't know what the deal with that is, but
that shady company right now.
they're not shady. I wouldn't
Well,
call them shady.
right
They
now
just
they
they
are,
keep
but
pushing them back.
yeah.
I would say they're more perfectionist than shady.
I guess, yeah,
Uh,
that's fair.
uh,
They want to do it right.
Yeah, they want to. They gotta, dude. This is after The Witcher 3. This is their next game. After that, that Witcher 3 was known as like the best RPG of the decade, possibly perfected RPGs in general. So I think they really have a lot to live up to.
Yeah. Um,
Another thing, though, I want to
yeah.
mention about the PlayStation and Xbox is that keeping on the theme of Xbox saying they have exclusives or saying they have something and they actually don't, is the fact that well, Xbox say that they could do about 4K at 120 120 frames per second, which is really good. That's crazy. Now the PlayStation can only do 4K with 60 FPS. Now I don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that that's double, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, but while it sounds really cool, only like 2 games can handle that, and
Yeah,
most
most
TVs,
games
most
don't
TVs
even
and
run that.
monitors can't handle that at all. So you won't be doing that. It'll be staying at a nice, clean, easy 4K, 60 frame per second. So
It's so good the monitors and stuff can't even handle it. So,
yeah,
but if you can handle it, then that is definitely a pro.
yeah, that's
Um,
definitely a pro. But for most people, it isn't. And
Yeah.
I think if you're going economically, uh, you don't want to just buy a new PC or uh, hell, even TV just to be able to play a game in the best graphics, with the best graphics.
I mean, yeah, economically, yes, but if that's your passion and that's what you want to pursue and you really enjoy the graphics, then go for it. But
I wouldn't call a
yeah.
passion for I wouldn't say it's a passion.
Yeah, I mean, anyway,
I'm a
another thing
connoisseur.
is the price range for each
Yeah,
of the
speaking of
systems.
price.
The Xbox comes around 300, while the PlayStation 5 is $500. Now, this is like around a $200 difference. Very big difference. So, yeah, would you like to speak on that?
I would say, wow, that's pretty
Yeah.
big. If you're gonna get, what would you prefer? A a console that's expensive, but you actually play stuff on, so you get the bang for your buck,
Yeah.
or the Xbox, which for all we know, they're going to just have some possibly really bad exclusive because Halo Infinite. That's not looking too good right now.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I'm personally like one of the biggest Halo fans out there. The past 2 games, Halo 4 and 5, those were horrible.
you know what? I've actually
Um,
been looking back at 4. I would say we're getting off track, but
Yeah.
4, I think 4 is all right.
4 has the best multiplayer out of all the Halo games so far.
All in all, though,
Yeah.
I would say that for the Xbox, you don't really know what you're getting out of it. For the PlayStation, you know, it's better to go with a high price but reliable than low price and just gonna be sitting there on a shelf for nothing.
But
And speaking of
yeah.
sitting there on a shelf, and we're doing really good with these transitions now. I think about it. Uh, let's talk about storage space in real life. Um, PlayStation is a big monolith. It's gonna be real hard to fit on a shelf or something. I
Oh,
know.
it's like a really. Just think about looking at a normal PC, like one of those big towers.
Mhm.
It's kind of
It's about that size, and
Yeah.
it's crazy. I know I'll have to be moving some stuff around to make
Oh
sure it can
yeah,
fit there. While the Xbox is just a well, just a
little totem. It's
yeah,
like
it's just
tiny
it's just a
little,
black little box.
and
It looks like a smaller
yeah.
monitor, and it's what you would expect. You could probably fit in on top of your last Xbox. Have you been
Yeah.
doing that? Just like I've been doing.
Stacking it like
Yeah,
size
yeah, the new
comparisons.
one, I just stack them on top.
Uh,
Like I know I have my PlayStation 4 stack on top of the PS3. If I get a PS5, it's gonna be stacking that on top of the.
yeah.
I'll make space for that.
I've never actually done that, but I have done a size comparison between the 360 and the One. It's
I
pretty
don't
big
think size
difference.
matters that much. I don't think size matters that much. We are very school appropriate. Um,
But overall, the PlayStation, if you've got the room and you've got the setup for it, great. But overall, the Xbox is going to have that nicer look around the house, and it's going to be a lot more manageable to place.
yeah,
So.
when you have people coming over, they're going to be Their mouth's gonna be watering for that Xbox.
Yeah,
Not so much.
when they see the PlayStation, they're gonna be like, "Is that some alien technology right over there?"
Okay,
or
maybe
what
that is cooler. I like that a lot more.
Yeah, that is fair. Yeah. So
I want my guests to come in and be scared of my basement, not like awestruck. Because at least I'm like, oh yeah, I can work with this, you know.
yeah.
Yeah. All in all, I think I'm gonna be going for that PlayStation.
That is fair. For now, though, I think I'm going to remain neutral and I'm not going to have an opinion until I see more games come out for both systems because it's a big investment. And if the new Xbox turns out like the Xbox One, like very promising and then dies, geez, no. But if the Xbox lives up to the expectations with the new deals and games, and they put in over $6 billion in their new system. If they really execute this right, I think they have a big potential to do very well and be back in the race.
Big question though,
Yeah.
because something that a lot of people forget is that this is the ninth generation of games, and the big three studios. Nintendo had a lead of like 2 years. They put out the Switch, and man, has that been successful. So now that we've kind of decided about that, you think that the Switch is better than PlayStation and Xbox?
Pound for pound, if you're not a big time gamer, well, if you're a gamer like nonstop,
If you want
get
a
what I'm
game on
saying.
the go, and you think that
Yeah.
because a lot of games that are on the Xbox and PlayStation are on there,
Yeah.
so if you want a game on the go but with worse graphics, go for the Switch.
I also think if you're more of a casual person,
They do have a lot of casual games.
yeah, the Switch wins that category because it's like you can take it wherever, and it's also like a party system in a way.
It is, but I would say
Yeah.
though, like I've gotten the most bang out of my buck with my Switch than my
Oh,
PS4
yeah.
ever.
I
Yeah,
agree.
because I'm just like laying in bed. I'm like, I'm bored. Oh, there we go. And I don't want to get out of bed and go down and play whatever. I want to get that
Yeah.
fix right there.
Yeah, so Switch will give you the bang for your buck, but if you're really a console user in general, I would say wait it out, see the new Xbox games, and if they don't live up to the expectations, then definitely go PlayStation.
I totally.
But I don't think it's a very smart investment if you're going to invest right now. I think the best situation is to
Sit
wait,
back and wait if you're not sure.
watch reviews, and yeah. Yeah, so that's all the time we've got for today. Thank you for watching our first episode. Like I said earlier, if
If you want to
wanna
be staying next to us next time, please respond. If not, please don't respond, I guess.
or if you have an opinion on the topic, you can also comment down below.
Yeah, say whatever
and,
you want as long as it's not hurtful.
Yeah.
I can't take that kind of
Yeah.
I can't take that kind of harshness right now, honestly.
Thank you for joining us for the first episode of One Stop Central, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Thank you.